plans to the city. And the city then will have to approve the plans. Are y'all here? Once the city approves the plans, you go back and build exactly what the architect designed. You cannot alter his design. If you decide to alter the design, you got to go back to the city and say, I want to add a room. I want to add a driveway. I want to add a garage. I want to add a house in the back of my house. I want to add a pool. You can't just decide I'm going to add a pool in the middle of construction. You have to go back to the architect. Well, first natural, then spiritual. Your life is no different. Except the Lord be the architect of your life. The architect of your dream. He's already designed, planned, and approved your life.
Yep.
Touch yourself and say, my life is already approved.
My life is already approved.
Say, my design is already approved.
My design is already approved.
He already built your life.
Yes.
Here's the challenge. We're building lives that God didn't create.
In Atlanta.
And we end up trying to change the plans along the way, and it creates massive delays. It takes longer to get where we're trying to go because we're building according to our plan. According to a plan the system told us we should build according to. The system told me that you should go to college for 4 years. Then you should go to graduate school. Get a degree. Get in the system. Get a good job. And really, that wasn't God's design for my life. Because God doesn't want me employed. He wants me deployed. And deployed people employ people.
That's good.
So you got to tap into the reality of your design. So let's deal with this. I want to look at this like a house. If you're building a house, you just think about building your dream. How many wants a dream house? Got a dream house in your head?
Yes.
Everybody ought to have a dream house you want. Glory to God. Or are you living in the dream house? Glory to God. If you got a dream house you want and you want to build that house, then the first thing, again, you got to go to the architect. And it starts with that plan. But once you start building, there has to be a foundation. Say foundation.
Foundation.
Now, there are three things that you got to put in the foundation. And I want you to write these down. The first one is purpose. I don't have a whole lot of time to talk about purpose because I can talk about that
all day,
365 days a year.
Yep.
But purpose is the original intent for the creation of a thing. It's why you are here. It is the original reason why God created you. It's not what you are. It's not what you have. It's not who you know. It's why you are here. It's your reason. It's your motive. Let me give you an example of purpose. My mother told me one time, she said, son, I never wanted to work. She said work was not something I wanted to do. She said, matter of fact, growing up, I actually was a very lazy young lady. My mom used to talk to me about being lazy. And she said, but then you were born. And she said, every morning I would get up, although I didn't want to go to work, although I was tired, although I was lazy. She said, I stopped by your room and automatically something turned on in me. I developed a reason why I needed to work, and it was you.
Wow.
Let me tell you something. You got to get your motivation has to be based on why you are here. What if you're in the business, you're doing this business that you're doing with TLC or whatever it is you're doing in life, a regular brick and mortar business, whatever you're doing, there's got to be something that motivates you other than money. Amen. Just touch yourself and say it's more than money.
It's more than money.
And he's got to go back to what is God's reason for you being alive. Let me just stop right here and just tell you really how money is accumulating in your life. This is what I discovered. Money is what you get when you give somebody something they can't get without you. You got to discover your purpose. Find out what can you give people that they can't receive without you being alive. What can you give this planet that people will pay you for? And if you find that out, you'll become the richest person on the planet. Let me tell you something. Rich people, wealthy people, they've discovered what they can give. Oh yeah, y'all quiet. You must be right. You got to take an introspective. Because what we do is we get it twisted. We start reaching for stuff without purpose, which means now we reach for it without the capacity to handle it. See, most people are reaching for things that they're not internally capable of handling.
Wow.
If God, now watch this, and I can only talk about me. When I first decided I wanted a Bentley, I did not take into consideration that the oil changes on the car is $2,000 every time you go get the oil change. See, some of y'all didn't know that, but you want a Bentley. See, you're not ready to handle the after effects of driving the car. You're reaching for something externally that internally you don't have the capacity to handle.
Wow.
And single women, they think they're operating at 70% joy, and they're just waiting for a man to come in their life. They want a husband. Well, let me tell you something. There's some married people looking at single people saying, if I can just drop this dud right here and be single again, y'all ain't saying much. But you got to understand, your life has to be ready for whatever you're trying to reach for.
Yes.
If you don't clean up your house and you're a single woman by yourself, you don't need no husband and kids. That's going to add to the filth. You ain't ready. Y'all not saying much. You need to clean up now. What am I saying? You got to get yourself ready for what you're trying to go into.
Yes.
And when you establish where you're going through purpose, you start working. Purpose defines your training. When you know what your purpose is, you don't train in an area that's not your purpose. If your purpose is to be a lawyer, you don't go to medical school. But you got to discover the purpose. How do I discover it, Michael Williams? And this is, people talk about this, but they never tell you this part. Purpose is always found in the mind of the manufacturer. The person who manufactures the product knows the purpose. My watch is made by Apple. And when I bought this watch, a lot of stuff it do, I didn't know. I just bought it because I like technology. And I just figured it was going to be something to help me in whatever I'm doing. Well, I quickly learned that just putting the watch on was not going to make it work to my favor. So you know what I had to do? I had to go to Apple. And I had to sit down with them for an hour for them to teach me everything I need to know about how to make this watch work in my favor. They taught me the purpose because they manufactured it. God has the design on your life. You'll never know what your purpose is if you don't talk to Him. If you spend time talking to everybody else about your purpose who did not manufacture you, and you build your life around being addicted to their approval,
wow.
We suffer massively from approval addiction. This is why we dress the way we dress. Y'all not saying nothing. This is why we do the things we do, because we want to get other people's approval. But when you understand your purpose, you live for the audience of one.
Yes.
Oh, God. I got to get off this. God told you I can teach about purpose all day because I don't have much time. Listen, you got to understand. Purpose is the key to your fulfillment. You'll never be fulfilled until you discover your purpose. If you get off work and you drive around 285 for 2 hours and don't go home to your husband, that man might not be your purpose. Because purpose is, y'all not talking, purpose is the key to fulfillment. Because when it's your purpose, you at work all day trying to figure out how you can get home early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Purpose brings fulfillment. This is what I'm doing right now. This is my purpose. I'm fulfilled. I'm so happy right now.
Yes.
It doesn't matter whether I'm talking to 10,000 people or 10. Because this is what I do.
Yes.
And I'm fulfilled when I do it.
Yes.
Touch yourself and say, purpose fulfills me.
Purpose fulfills me.
And close your eyes and say, Lord, give me my purpose.
Lord, give me my purpose.
So purpose has to be in the foundation. Here, secondly, in the foundation of your house that you're building with God, you have to have passion. Somebody say passion.
Passion.
Passion is a desire that's stronger than death. Passion is stronger than opposition. A passionate person will not be denied. A passionate person is invincible. A passionate person wants what they're looking at more than anything else in the world. And they make up in their mind, I'm going to have this, and nothing's going to stop me. How many people believe you're invincible? You're unstoppable. Let me share with you, you are. Your passion has to be fueled by a revelation of your potential. If you don't understand your ability, your potential, your potency, you'll never be passionate. But your potential is rooted in the design, because you are pure potentiality. Touch yourself and say, I'm pure potentiality.
I'm pure potential.
Which means it's not tainted. Your true self is pure potential. But you know what we do? We start judging our potential by comparison. So we look at other people to determine what we're able to do. When really you should be looking at the fact that God gave you everything you need to be who you are. That's why I determined I don't have to be Bishop Jakes. I don't have to be Joel Osteen. Y'all not talking to me here. I don't have to be Eddie Long. I don't have to be Creflo Dollar. I'm uniquely and authentically Michael Woods, and God made me to be Eddie. Y'all not talking to me here. He made me to be everything I need to be. And guess what? And I say this all the time, but T.D. Jakes, Joel Osteen, Creflo Dollar, Bill Winston, all those guys, they better look out, because I understand what it means to be authentic. See, here's what was mind-boggling to me. There's a time in my life, my passion was fueled by watching those guys, by watching other wealthy people, by watching Anthony Robbins, by watching Les Brown, by watching Oprah, by watching what these people did. But then I discovered my true self is rooted in God. And He's bigger than everybody. And if I just lean on the foundation that He's already created, my potential is pure. Who do you consult first when you have an idea? When you have a dream? How do you measure your ability to do it? Do you measure it by your own things that you're carrying? Or do you measure it by what He's given you? Or do you measure by what other people told you can and can't do? Your potential is pure, and it should fuel your passion. That makes you invincible, because you know you're walking with God. You're rolling with the biggest one of them all. So you don't have to be afraid of nothing. Nothing can stop you because of who you're rolling with. Just look at somebody and say, do you know who I'm rolling with?
Do you know who I'm rolling with?
Yeah, I'm rolling with the King of Kings.
Yes.
And listen, and He's not a figment of the imagination. Here's what I try to get people to realize. See, most people think because they go to church, they know God. Just because you go to church don't mean you know God. I know a whole bunch of religious Christians that go to church and just do their duty on Sunday and have no relationship with God.
With God.
Religion means that you're still looking for Him. But you discover your true potential when you really find Him. Can I tell you something? God really speaks.
Yes, He does.
I'm not crazy, but He's spoken to me on many occasions.
Yes.
He's really real.
Yes, He is.
His power is really unique. He can do things that other people can't do. I'll tell you how I know. I prayed for people, and this is what keeps my passion going, because I understand my potential. I prayed for people last year, hundreds of them with stage 4 cancer that don't have cancer anymore. It's not because of Michael Woods. It's because of my pure potential in Him.
That's right.
He's real. I walked into meetings where people, as a matter of fact, one meeting I went into, there were 6 blind people there. 4 of them left with their sight.
That's right. That's right.
Y'all ain't got to say nothing.
That's right.
These are medically documented miracles that God has performed because He's real. I'm just trying to show you the realness of God. He'll take a little boy like me that grew up in the projects in Atlanta, born to a 15-year-old girl, and raise him up as a voice to do what I do today. Oh God. because of his pure potential. He's real.
Yes, he is.
So my passion is fueled in reality that I ain't working for myself. I'm working for him. And everything I'm building what he already built.
That's good. That's good.
I'm building according to his plan. So you got to have passion. You got to have purpose in the foundation. And these are the things the house stands on. Thirdly, and we talked about this one, you got to have planning, which means you got to have some structure in your foundation. See, when you ain't got money, if you got structure, you can throw the structure at trouble, and trouble will line up.
That's good.
Sometimes you just need the right structure to attract things to you. I told y'all, when I first started doing this, I was traveling. I was doing like 40 revivals a year. I had one suit. I had one old cheap shirt from, y'all not talking to me here. It was maybe 15% cotton. Y'all not talking. I had a tie that was polyester. I had shoes that had holes in the bottom of them. And I was traveling, preaching. Didn't have much, but just obeying God.
Yes.
Understanding who I was.
Yes.
And I was doing a meeting. I'll never forget this. Listen to me. I'm telling you this how much I love what I do and I believe. I rode a bus, a Greyhound. Couldn't buy a plane ticket. The people I was going to speak for couldn't buy me a plane ticket. Got on a Greyhound bus from Atlanta, Georgia to y'all not saying that, to Los Angeles, California.
Wow.
Somebody say 4 days.
4 days.
It took me 4 days to get to Los Angeles. Okay, but now in obedience to God, because again, I got structure. God told me, he said, here it is, I'm graduated, got these degrees. He said, go full-time in ministry, I'm going to take care of you. He said, step out here, just start doing it, I'm going to take care of you. I got the potential to make 6 figures straight out of getting my doctorate. He says, no, I want you to step into this full-time, I'm going to take good care of you. Well, this seemed like good care because I was struggling. But just because I had the structure in place, I was running it like it was already where I was trying to go.
Yes.
I already had a plan. I was obedient to what God was telling me to do. I got there in Los Angeles. Watch this. When this little church, you never know who you're going to talk to. You never know who's listening to you. I was sitting in this little church, and at this time this was 1992, I think it was. And at this time, I had a 1974 Chrysler New Yorker.
Uh-oh.
This car was from here.
Yep.
Yeah, it was this big. It was from here to here. That thing was big, man. That was a big preacher car for real, I'm telling you. And that's what I could afford. That's what I drove. It was clean. I bought it from a one owner, white guy. Praise the name of God, and it was a good car. Drank gas. I mean, you're talking drunk so much gas. Thank God gas wasn't as high as it was then. I probably never would have went anywhere. But here's the moral of the story. I got such a structure in place, and the way I'm carrying myself in a polyester suit, a shirt with 15% cotton in it, shoes with holes in the bottom. There's somebody sitting in this church with only 12 people in it. Y'all not saying much. That's a multi-millionaire. I give them a word from the Lord about some situation they're going through. After church, they come up to me and say, listen, the Lord told me that what you spoke into my life today changed my life, and that I was supposed to take you to the dealership and buy you a car.
Wow.
Y'all not talking to me.
Yes.
Now watch that. This is throwing the structure. Being obedient to the plan. If I wasn't obedient to the plan, I wouldn't have been in that place. She took me she said, what kind of car you want? At that time, I was fascinated with Range Rovers. I said, I want a Range Rover. She took me to the Range Rover dealership. I said, man, I'm getting ready to drive this thing all the way back to Georgia. I came out here on Greyhound. When I'm going to drive back, y'all not talking, in a Range Rover. But watch how God does things, though. Because I needed to live and eat. He said, you get that car. Here's what I want you to do. Before you leave here, I don't even want you to take it back to Georgia. And I'm like, God, really? Why? He said, you don't need this car. You need some money. He said, turn around and sell the car. So I got a cash car, title. Took me 3 days to sell the Range Rover in Los Angeles. I came back with all the cash. And At that time, that cost $72,000. I came back with $60,000 cash.
Yes.
Are y'all hearing me?
Yes.
Just by going by the plan that's in the foundation, operating in the purpose, being passionate about it, no matter what I'm lacking at the time.
Right.
See, what you got to learn how to do is use pain instead of trying to immediately get out of pain. But let the pain fuel your passion.
Yes.
See, a lot of times when pain shows up, we're trying to run. We're trying to get out of it. But pain comes to make you. Pain comes to make you better. Don't curse your crisis. See, you got to learn how to operate in the principle of pain and pleasure the right way. We're too quick trying to get to pleasure. But God says if you work your pain, it'll qualify you to stay in pleasure mode once you get there.
Wow.
Stop trying to run from what you're going through.
Wow.
Go through it. It's making you better. It's building your character. Okay, that's the foundation. Next part of the house, there's got to be a frame. I'm getting through this quick. God, I'm packing 4 days of stuff into, what, I've been up 27 minutes? Glory to the name of God. Well, here's the frame. In the frame, you can't build a house without a frame. You got to have a frame. That's the woodwork that defines what's about to happen. So the first part of the frame is principle. Somebody say principle.
Principle.
I'm glad they played Steve. That's one of my favorite Steve Harvey videos. And I get to say now that I got to speak at an event that Steve Harvey actually opened up for me. That's a good thing. I can say.
Wow.
He actually did. It was on YouTube, but he did. Listen, in the praying, you got to first have principles. Somebody say principles.
Principles.
So we covered the foundation. Purpose. Somebody say purpose.
Purpose.
Say passion.
Passion.
I'm going to say again. Say passion. I'm going to
Passion.
say one more time. Say passion.
Passion.
And what was the third?
Plan.
Now, watch this. You got to have principles. Somebody say principles.
Principles.
Principles are fixed laws that God puts in place to protect your purpose.
That's good.
He won't allow the vision to manifest without you following the principles. Can I tell you something? There are no shortcuts. There are no easy ways out. Steve Harvey talked about that parachute. That's one of my favorite examples of principle. The parachute has in it a principle. That in order for it to work, you have to pull the cord. You can jump out of a plane, but if you don't obey the principle and pull the cord, you're going to plummet to the ground and die. You got to obey the principle.
The principles.
You can't do it your way. Even if you're on a team and somebody's teaching you how to do something, don't create your own way of doing it.
Right.
Clearly, they have learned how to duplicate success a certain way. And if they're coaching you saying, do it this way, you follow the principle and you can be successful like them.
Right.
But the moment you go and try to create your own way of doing things, you rob yourself of the success that you can have that they're having. Somebody say principles.
Principles.
Fixed laws. They're in place to protect you. Watch this. A car operates with gas. That's the principle. You can get on E and start praying in tongues. Coming to Honda, leaving the Lexus, yellow bow tie. Hey, quick, make all the moves you want to do. You don't go to the gas station, car's gonna stop.
That's right.
Because the principle says you need gas.
Yeah.
Watch this. In life, you got to discover the principles that relate to your purpose and obey those laws and follow those. Because if you do that, you'll end up in the destination you're trying to get to. Okay, I don't have time. I really don't. The second one is people. This is a good one. In the framework, you start discovering the people and defining the people that need to be around you. Okay, there are a few kind of people. Because if you want to be successful, and everybody here wants success.
Right. Amen.
But can I tell you, real success is found in following God's design and God's plan. If you get it any other way, it's not success. It's obedience to the plan. Trust me, there's something bigger than you. It's not just you. This universe didn't just come out of a big explosion. There was an intelligent mind behind this process. And trust me, if God wasn't real, I told the church this last week, I hadn't fallen out in the floor. If God wasn't real, I wouldn't be serving God.
Right.
I wish I had some help. I wouldn't be serving him. I have me a bunch of hoes, y'all not talking. Look at y'all looking at me. I be doing my thing. I wouldn't be living this life of purity, y'all not talking. Especially since I've been by myself, all the stuff that get thrown at me. Do you realize if God wasn't real, I would be taking advantage of all of it? Okay, it's quiet now. I lost about 20% of the room. Oh, to them, God. See, okay, but you got to choose the right people. Church says I got to choose the right people.
Choose the right people.
All of us have chosen the wrong people.
Yes. Yes, we have.
You got to stop trying to fit a 16 by 20 idea in a 3 by 5 mind.
That's good stuff.
Oh my goodness.
That's why I don't recruit people in business. I don't hire people around me who don't think like me. A wise man employs people that can do what they do and do it better.
Yep.
And I'm not intimidated that they can do it better. Guess what? Because I'm still the employer.
That's right.
Yep.
But I understand, y'all not talking to me here, that I put them in place to continue what I'm doing.
Yes.
But if you start trying to pack in a 16 by 20 idea to a 3 by 5 mind, can I tell you, especially you MLM, you multi-level marketers in here, listen, stop recruiting down.
That's right. Yeah.
Y'all talking, recruit up.
Yes.
Are y'all here? Find people that got money.
Yes.
Yes.
Come on.
You trying to recruit the brokest person? They don't get the concept. Y'all not talking. Find somebody that's already doing. Jesus, when he called his disciples, he called people that was doing something. He called Luke that was a doctor, a physician. Y'all not saying nothing. He called Matthew that was a tax collector, an accountant. He called folk that were busy.
Yes, Lord.
Don't you think just because you recruited somebody and they wasn't doing nothing when you met them, and then you get mad when you put them in your business, they don't do nothing. They're not going to do anything. It's in their DNA. You got to define your framework. You got to immediately identify the all-stars that's going to work with you to get you to the top.
Yes.
Oh, God. So watch this. There are 4 types of people. There are, number 1, multipliers. People who multiply your dream. People that come into your space and immediately things start reproducing because they're there. Wow. Then the folks that you need, they're reproducing after their kind. You need people that are multipliers that buy in, that are stakeholders in the dream with you. They have a shared idea that's, hey, we're going to achieve this together. That's why don't mess up and marry somebody that's not a multiplier. That's a threat to your future.
Yes, it is.
Oh, God. You marry somebody that don't want to go where you're trying to go? That's a problem. Which brings us to the second type of person. That's a divider.
Oh, my
So you got multipliers, you got dividers. There are people that come to separate you from your progress. There are people that will celebrate you as long as you're on their level. And the moment they see you growing, they start figuring out ways to sabotage your mentality and separate you from your progress.
That's right.
You probably heard this term before. Those are called dream killers.
Yeah.
But what you do with dream killers, you just kick them out of your space.
Yes.
You control your space. Don't let them in. Don't let negativity into your world. You need multipliers, not dividers. Here's the third kind of people. I'm moving on. I've been up. How long I got?
No more time.
My time is up. How much time?
5 minutes.
How many of y'all give me 5 more minutes?
5 minutes.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20. Thank you. Okay. The woman God's in charge, I'm going to come subject to that. She said I only have 5 minutes, so I'm going to take my 5 minutes wisely. So you have multipliers, dividers, subtractors. Subtractors cause distractions. Watch this. I understand this as a man who, watch this, used to be a hoe. Y'all talking. But God delivered me from that spirit. Y'all ain't got to say nothing. I don't let women in my space that want to sleep with me. Y'all not talking. That's a distraction. Especially if you're aggressive and you trying to, y'all not saying much. Because I'm still a man, though I'm a man of God, so I don't even put myself in that position for you to distract me.
Yep.
Because distractions lead to delays.
Right. That's good stuff.
Oh, Lord.
That's good stuff.
Which means it gets you off course. And you get delayed. And the delays turn into detours. You start creating patterns that's not in the design. And the detour leads to destruction.
Destruction.
I'm almost through. I got 2.5 minutes. You need additions. Those that add to your dream. So that's your framework. And then, watch this. Glory to God. You need persistence. People that are going to insist on you fulfilling your dream. Just pray that right now. Say, Lord, give me persistent people.
Lord, give me persistent people.
The greatest weapon against resistance is persistence. You need somebody, when you're being resisted, to tell you to keep going. That you're going to win. You don't need nobody saying, child, I told you that wasn't no good. You don't need nobody saying, child, I told you that wasn't nothing but a pyramid. Y'all not talking.
You talking good.
You don't need that in your ear.
That's right. That's right.
You need somebody that's going to persist. Say, I believe in this with you.
Yes.
Somebody say persistence.
Persistence.
Now, here's phase 3 of the house. Oh, God. It's the walls and doors. Inside the walls and doors is patience. You got to have the ability to wait. You can't get in a hurry. You got to be willing to go step by step and be patient, because it takes time to build a home.
It does.
It takes time to build a dream. And the dream is so big, you don't want to rush it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Because when you wait on it to come in full, watch this, the scripture says, let patience have her perfect work, being entire, lacking nothing.
That's right.
The word perfect is teleos in Greek, which means that patience is an act of maturity. Teleos means to be mature. So mature people are not in a hurry. They get in the position of a learner, and they learn in patience, so that when what they're waiting on shows up, they're qualified to keep it.
Right.
Oh God, are y'all here?
That's good.
Somebody say patience.
Patience.
Okay, here's the other part of this third point. You need perseverance. Perseverance is the ability to get up when you fall, because you're going to fall.
Yes.
Steve Harvey said it in the beginning video. When you jump, you're going to hit the ground. There are going to be times that parachute's not going to open. But perseverance says, I'm going to get up, dust myself off, and I'm going to keep going. You got to be like that Energizer bunny. He goes through rain and snow and sleet. Y'all not helping me. Glory to the name of God. And he still comes out beating that drum. He get blowed up with one ear off and smut all over his fur. And he's still beating it. And he keeps going. You got to persevere even when you hear no. See, you got to process through all of the no's.
Yes. Yes.
Because guess what? See, you give up too soon. But perseverance says, I don't care if 100 people tell me no. 101 is going to be my yes.
Yes.
You keep going, because rejection is direction. Oh, yeah. See, some of you take rejection as a personal thing, and you get all emotional and bent out of shape. But when you're in business and you're talking about money, you cannot take rejection personal. Y'all not helping me here. You got to persevere through the rejection and say, baby, this is just direction. And that's what I tell people. Go on and reject me. Go on and tell me you're not interested. That just lets me know I can move on.
Yes.
I need some help. I'm going. The woman God looked at him. She said, my time is up. Somebody said perseverance.
Perseverance.
Here's another part of the walls and doors. I'm almost through. It's posterity. It's legacy. It's the next generation. God never talks about prosperity without talking about posterity. This isn't for you. Whatever you're building it for those that come behind you.
Yes.
Legacy is what you leave. I have 3 children, Michael, Benjamin, and Alex. And guess what? I work as hard as I do for them. So that when I die, they don't have to struggle. That they can live like kings when I'm gone. You're not saying nothing. It's posterity. It's positioning the next generation for the wealth that you're building. You can't be selfish and become wealthy.
That's right.
Oh God, posterity. And here's the last one. You put the roof on the house. And the roof is prayer. You cover all that you structured in prayer. I said this in the beginning. If you don't acknowledge God in prayer, you're pointing your finger at him saying, I don't need you. I got this.
Wow.
But the person that prays says, God, I can't do this.
I can't do this without you.
Without you. Prayer is your earthly license for heavenly interference.
Wow.
I say that again. That's good. Some of y'all
That's
get
real
that.
good. That's real
Prayer
good.
is your earthly license for heavenly interference. When you pray, you're saying, heaven, you're welcome into my situation. Because God's a gentleman. He's not going to get involved unless you invite him.
That's right.
You have not because you ask not. You ought to pray over your business every day. You ought to pray over your life every day and decree what you're going to be and what you're going to have.
That's right.
And you ought to pray that God open your eyes and show you the plan. And show you your purpose. Nothing just happens. Listen, except the Lord build the house. They that labor in vain.
Labor in vain.
At the end of the race, you don't want your work to be vain.
That's right.
You want to look back over your shoulder and say, Lord, I built something with you. And it was what you wanted me to have. And guess what? And I'm going to say this and I'm closing. Next month, I have to go speak at Apple, which is an amazing opportunity. Amazing. But you know what? I told you, when you build the right way, you don't have to look for stuff. It looks for you.
That's right.
Yep.
I was preaching. Watch this. This is how I got this. I went to Colorado last week. Just last week, I was in the mountains preaching to 200 leaders from 3 continents of the world. And I'm teaching, not knowing none of these people. Not nobody, not even people that invited me. I'm just there because the door opened, they bought a plane ticket, I got on the plane, I went, I did my assignment. Soon as I got back home, I get an email saying, your talk at the Leadership Summit in the mountains really impacted our team in a major way. We want you to come to Apple next month and speak to us.
Yes.
That is amazing. I was just following the plan.
Yes. Being obedient.
Can I tell you something? Stand up, everybody. I'm sitting down. Property is looking for
This
you.
is good. This is good.
Money is looking for you. Opportunities are looking for you. Millions of dollars are looking for you. But you got to get in the right place for it to find you. Where have you been? It says as soon as you line up with the plan, what is needed will show up. Close your eyes. I'm going to pray. Father, I thank you for this word. Thank you for the time you gave me with these people.
Yes, Lord.
Oh God, in the name of Jesus, I pray that purpose will be clear this morning. I pray for every person under the sound of my voice that you will begin to talk to them about why they are here. I pray that you will show them your design, your supernatural plan. Every person here, God, you fearfully and wonderfully made them. They're unique, they're authentic, they're vintage. There's a plan, there's a space. And I thank you that all the material things that they think they need, they're already there. They're already looking for them. They just need to align with your design.
Yes, Lord.
They just need to align with your plan. I rebuke the spirit of selfishness, the spirit of independence, where people feel as if they can do it without you.
Yes.
I thank you that pride and arrogance cannot exist in our walk toward prosperity and posterity. And I thank you that we will not build without your strategy. Except you build the house, we labor in vain. So Lord, today we repent for our vain labor, for the days we spent building without you, for the mornings we got up and started working and didn't talk to you, for the times we went into meetings and didn't spend time with you about the meeting.
Yes, Lord.
God, we ask your forgiveness now in the name of Jesus. The time we executed a plan because it sounded good and it felt like the right thing to do, or because we had the money to do it, we felt like we could do it. But God, today we regret that and we come back to the drawing board and say, God, help us to do it according to your design, according to your plan. And I thank you for it. And I decree that everything that's looking for us will find us in the name of Jesus. Amen. And thank God. Clap your hands and praise God.